You're part of this too.
Hands up! Stay still!
How am I part of this? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. Bruce Wayne.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 differences between The Long Halloween and The Batman 2022.
Bruce Wayne is the Batman?
For this list, we'll be comparing plot points and characters from an influential Dark Knight story to the Matt Reeves film. Although 2022's The Batman isn't a direct adaptation of The Long Halloween, the stories share enough similarities to make looking at their differences interesting. Since we will be diving into major plot points for both stories, a spoiler warning is in effect. What difference surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. A different criminal goes on a rampage. Throughout 2022's The Batman, the Riddler hunts corrupt people and villains like a predator silently stalking his prey.
Let's play a game. Just me and you.
He stays one step ahead of everyone due to careful planning while focusing on his twisted mission to clean up Gotham. While the Riddler does appear in the original The Long Halloween story, he isn't the mastermind behind all the events. Instead, a mysterious villain dubbed Holiday takes lives on every occasion from Father's Day to St. Patrick's Day. The moves of this terrifying and cunning antagonist are so hard to follow that even Batman struggles to keep up. Although the big bads are different in the two adaptations, they both leave Gotham shaken by their crimes.
It's Labor Day. And if the pattern holds, I believe you have something Holiday wants.
Number 9. The Joker stays out of the spotlight.
Anywho, I just popped in to say, if you hear any news about the Holiday investigation, I'd like you to pass it my way.
Even the Clown Prince of Crime becomes impressed that a mysterious villain is getting away with so much carnage in the Long Halloween comic. And by impressed, we mean the Joker wants to permanently silence Holiday for taking over the news cycle. The clown goes to desperate lengths to try and bring the villain down before Batman steps in.
What are you trying to prove with this stunt, Joker?
Prove? Stunt? Joker? No, wait, that one's right.
By comparison, the Joker is much more chill in The Batman. He doesn't make any attempts to stop Riddler's spree at any point. In fact, the clown strongly hints that he wants to befriend the questionable rogue while they're both locked up in Arkham Asylum. Although the Joker's gesture seems nice, we wonder if he would lash out at his so-called friend if Riddler got more press.
Oh, you adorable fool. Don't you know by now? I'm just like you. We both love a good puzzle.
Number 8. Selina Kyle doesn't get to know Bruce Wayne.
We've never spoken of it, but the truth is that you and I are two different people.
Although Bruce usually keeps people outside of his crusade at arm's length, Selina Kyle still tends to get close to him. The two spend time together outside of their costumes during the Long Halloween story. Between Bruce's genuine feelings and their romantic interactions, it seems like the two might make it long term. But the Bat and the Cat in the movie have a much longer way to go.
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
Since Batman never removes his mask while in Selina's presence, she technically never met the real Bruce face to face. Despite only spending time together while on the prowl, there was still romantic tension between the two. Maybe they'll let their guards and masks down in front of each other in a future film.
The Bat and the Cat. It's got a nice ring.
New friend of yours?
Number 7. Salvatore Maroni stays out of the way. At first, it seemed like great news that a huge bust ended Salvatore Maroni's criminal career in the movie's version of Gotham. But since this victory was achieved due to police corruption and shady deals, an angry Riddler starts lashing out in hopes of exposing tons of misdeeds.
I'm just here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city.
Maroni manages to avoid all the chaos and carnage because he's in jail during the narrative. But in the comics, he's out and about through a large chunk of the story. Along the way, his actions also help create another villain we'll definitely talk more about later.
What happened to your friend's face, Maroni?
Nothing. What happened to yours?
Maroni was undeniably more visible in the comics, but even though we don't see his face in the movie, he still played a vital role in the noir plot.
I know. Guess I'm lucky.
No. He let you live. Why?
Number 6. Riddler's life was never in that much danger.
The Riddler.
one's asking for you.
The killer left this for the Batman. Why is he writing to you? You came.
The Riddler we met in the panels of the influential story was much more of a joke than his on-screen counterpart. After leaving a shady meeting, the puzzling villain stumbles right into the vicious Holiday's path. The Riddler's life is only spared because they met on April Fool's Day. We have a feeling the cinematic version of the character would shake his head at his comic counterpart.
What's black and blue and dead all over?
Not only is Paul Dano's Riddler never held at gunpoint by another villain, he's also always in complete control. He even plans to get captured and sent to Arkham at a specific time so he'll be safe from his deadly flooding scheme. Dano's Riddler is clearly more competent, intimidating, and cunning than the one in The Long Halloween.
I've been trying to reach you. Find the gun!
Number 5. Falcone has a more twisted connection to the Waynes.
Your son needs to be in a hospital.
Where Luigi Maroni could find him and finish the job? No. Dr. Wayne, please. Carmine is my only son.
In both The Long Halloween and The Batman, we learn that Dr. Thomas Wayne once saved the wicked Falcone's life. The connection between the two prominent Gothamites briefly gets Bruce into legal hot water in the comics. However, there's a much darker layer to this backstory in the film.
Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes. If we don't stand up, no one will.
After saving Falcone's life in the movie's world, Thomas asked the villain to persuade a reporter to keep quiet. The antagonist decided the best way to do that was to slay the journalist. Shortly after Thomas threatens to expose this crime, he and his wife infamously meet their ends in Crime Alley. The implication that Falcone may have been behind the death of the Waynes also hints that this gangster was indirectly responsible for creating Batman.
All these years, you lied to me, Alfred.
We all have our scars, Bruce. You're still away.
Number 4. No fantastical villains.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
Pattinson's Bruce Wayne exists in one of the most realistic and grounded versions of Gotham we've ever seen committed to screen. So a couple of villains from The Long Halloween would have definitely felt out of place. Although the hulking Solomon Grundy was a big antagonist in the original narrative, his zombie-like backstory was a little fantastical for the film. Poison Ivy also played a significant role by using her powerful plant abilities to influence Bruce Wayne's decisions.
This isn't you, Bruce! She's controlling you somehow! Oh, hell. Sorry!
However, her plant powers wouldn't have been a good fit for the movie's world either. Although we don't get to see this great duo of fantastical villains, the lengthy presence of excellent rogues like Colin Farrell's Penguin definitely make up for their absence.
I got you! I got you!
Number 3. Selina Kyle's more open about her parentage.
Why are you trying to hurt Falcone?
Well, why are you?
It's not personal, sweetheart. It's justice.
Justice can be personal, sweetie.
During The Long Halloween story, Batman notices that Catwoman has a habit of appearing when Falcone's assets or the criminal himself is involved. But she doesn't fully explain her motivations at any point. The movie sees Catwoman come completely clean about her attachment to Falcone after she has a disturbing encounter with the gangster. In an emotional speech, she reveals the villain is her true father.
Your father? Are you sure?
When the time comes, I'm not sure I'll have it in me to ask.
After Selina's mother passed away, Falcone completely ignored his child and chose to let his daughter fend for herself. The familial connection between Catwoman and the notorious crime boss makes their interactions more tense. It also helps motivate Selina to work hard to see Falcone get his just desserts.
Selina, don't throw your life away.
Don't worry, honey. I got 9 of them.
Number 2. The Batman never believes in Harvey Dent.
Ah, good. This is District Attorney Harvey Dent.
That's Dent?
One of the biggest changes between these two Batman plots involves Harvey Dent. In the original story, this district attorney wanted every criminal in Gotham brought to justice. He showed a willingness to bend rules if he could stop everyone from Falcone to Holiday from hurting people. As Dent stepped closer to the edge, his allies Batman and Gordon tried their best to keep him from reaching a point of no return.
I can't really be a lawyer and a criminal, can I? I want to win. But do I want to win like this?
The 2022 film completely excludes the district attorney from the plot. Maybe Dent was left out because the iconic The Dark Knight adapted a similar version of the character's story. Although it would have been cool to see the district attorney in The Batman, excluding him helped give the film a unique identity.
It's not about what I want. It's about what's fair! You thought we could be decent men in an indecent time!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Who slays Falcone?
I'm here to thank him for giving me a new outlook. My God. Harvey.
After being scarred by acid in The Long Halloween, the district attorney fully embraces his darker instincts and the nickname Two-Face. Dent eventually finds Falcone and ends the villain once and for all. Although Catwoman comes very close to ending the prominent gangster's life in the movie, it's ultimately Riddler that pulls the trigger. The puzzling villain later reveals he started his violent spree on Halloween as part of a long-term scheme to slay Falcone.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it's through violence you may find justice.
Both Riddler and Two-Face had different motivations for being behind the barrel of a smoking gun. But in both stories, Falcone's fate was sealed once the first victim died on Halloween.
Let me help you.
No.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.